Welcome to the Ask Faleskini podcast. I'm most known for my workshops on the risk that artificial intelligence poses to companies and organizations. Only few people know that in order to understand artificial intelligence and its impact on our lives, it is paramount to understand the natural intelligence. Unlike a couple of decades ago, when intelligence was all about capability to solve visual, numerical, or logical problems, nowadays we know many more types of intelligence. In this episode, I will try to present 9 types of intelligence, namely, visual intelligence makes you picture smart, linguistic intelligence that makes you word smart, logical intelligence that makes you number and reasoning smart, kinesthetic intelligence that makes you body smart, naturalistic intelligence that makes you nature smart, musical intelligence that makes you sound smart, and existential intelligence that makes you life smart. Of course, I will also present interpersonal intelligence that makes you people smart, and intrapersonal intelligence that makes you self-aware, and some would call it self-smart. Please note, this might not be the full list of all intelligence types. There might be other intelligence types. However, I will focus on these 9 types of intelligence, and I will explain each of them, how I see it, and what are the exercises or the activities I do in order to improve or at least keep the level of intelligence I already have. So I don't want my intelligence to degrade. However, if I don't exercise daily, that might happen. As true artificial aficionado, I will also mention where artificial intelligence can assist in developing your natural intelligence skills and where you can use artificial intelligence to substitute your skills. Let's dig right into it. Let's start with the visual intelligence. I understand visual intelligence as the ability to recognize different visual patterns and different objects, and of course, not just recognize them, but also visualize or even imagine these patterns or objects when needed to solve the problem. How I train my visual intelligence is by watching videos. Yes, like you're watching videos now, you see so many details. For example, you see my background is moving, is an active background. So this helps you improve your visual intelligence already just by watching this video. And if you have recognized that there are 2 details that are moving, your pattern recognition intelligence has already improved. In order to be able to recognize as much patterns in videos as possible, I also edit videos. So this video, it's edited by myself. And if it's not good enough, please have patience with me. I'm still working on my visual intelligence. I also do a lot of drawing. I do some drawing on a computer, and I do some drawing with pencil on the paper. I try to present as much financial data as possible with Excel, with graphs and pie charts. I also prepare as much as possible PowerPoint presentations for myself and for my colleagues, so that all people that are visual can have better representation of data that I'm using or trying to convey to them. I must say that artificial intelligence offers huge support in substituting you in this field of intelligence. Especially visual intelligence is now all about artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence can edit videos better, they can produce better pictures, they can mix and mash pictures, they can recognize pictures, and of course that can help edit so much stuff and help people recognize simpler patterns or even simplify extremely demanding pattern to people that have a lower visual intelligence. Next one is linguistic intelligence. The linguistic intelligence is something that I'm still working on. So please bear with me. And if you have a comment, please write it down in the comments, and I'm going to work on my pronunciation. I'm gonna work on the skills, the sound and the tone of voice. All this is part of linguistic intelligence. I understand linguistic intelligence as ability to use language to transfer a message to certain audience. Right now, I'm using my linguistic intelligence to transfer message to you. Please comment below how successful I am. I train my linguistic intelligence by writing posts, books, articles for social media, articles for newspapers. All this to improve my linguistic intelligence. You can see that my posts and articles are much better than the texts on the podcast. That is because I'm still working on scenarios and speeches for my podcast. You will see that if you will subscribe, you will see that in a couple of months' time, my podcast writing skills will improve significantly. I also attend language pronunciation and acting classes in order to improve my performance on this podcast. I also do exercise for vocal clarity daily. I must say that artificial intelligence offers huge support in spelling, grammar, or even sentence formation right now. And of course, the artificial intelligence can create whole documents just based on our inputs. The most famous right now is ChatGPT, where you can just order an article on some topics. However, I would dare to say that artificial intelligence and articles that are produced by artificial intelligence are not as smart as the smartest writer, and that it's still worth to check or read the articles from the smartest writer. Lately, artificial intelligence has also surpassed average person in pronunciation. So by all means, artificial intelligence would pronounce all these texts better than me. Apps can also help you in your job projects, but also improving language intelligence with the exercise. For example, right now, artificial intelligence and pattern recognition with Voice Smart can help me that I have problem with pronunciation, help me pronounce words, and would detect if my pronunciation is off and would tell me where my pronunciation is off. So there's a huge array of apps that can help you develop your vocal, so being sound smart, or can even substitute you completely when you're doing a project. And now, logical intelligence. I understand logical intelligence as an ability to help you draw conclusions or even solve complex problems within given data and a given number of logical operations. I worked very hard on my logical intelligence in the past, and I continue to train my logical intelligence in order not to lose all ability that I have achieved in the past. However, my logical intelligence is getting worse with years. I still read and write reports. I'm setting and following key performance indicators. I do a lot of planning. I try to execute these plans, and I always analyze the discrepancy between the baseline of these plans and what have I actually achieved. So this helps me understand if my logical predictions were right. My favorite tool to improve my logical predictions is still Microsoft Excel. I would also like to say that artificial intelligence is probably the most or the strongest in logical intelligence. I should also say that there are many applications and solutions available that utilize artificial intelligence in order to help you solve your logical problems. The next one is Kinestetic Intelligence. Probably the most underrated and under-researched type of intelligence. However, some would claim that it's the most important, since there is no cognition without a body. or at least we conservative people tend to believe that we need a body in order to have a cognition. It looks like that a lot of people who's doing research and utilize intelligence as such undermine the body. So when you see a lab for artificial intelligence, you will probably fail to see a lot of well-trained people inside. Maybe in their PR department, but where the calculations are done, the people tend to undermine the body a lot. However, even in ancient Romans, even ancient Rome had a quote, "A sound mind in a sound body," meaning that you have to be healthy if you want your mind to act healthy. And for those of you who are more into New Age, there's an Indian philosophy that describes a healthy body and taking care of the body as the first dharma. So I train my kinesthetic intelligence by regular workout, strict diet, intermittent and prolonged fasting, breathing exercise. I take suntan on the sun, not in solarium. I do a lot of swimming. I do cold bath, Wim Hof style, and I do a lot of sauna. I would dare to say that artificial intelligence is the least developed and utilized in the field of kinesthetic intelligence. However, there are a lot of applications that use artificial intelligence that will help you put together the best training for your body type, the best diet for your body type, and so. So artificial intelligence is basically not directly involved or substituting kinesthetic intelligence. However, it might help you develop your kinetic intelligence. Naturalist intelligence. I understand this type of intelligence as being able to connect to nature, understand nature, survive in nature if necessary. Especially in big cities, this type of intelligence is being underdeveloped. A lot of people that lived the whole life in the city are not able to connect to nature, or if worse come to worse, survive in nature. I train my naturalist intelligence by living on a farm, walking in nature, especially in the forest. I grow my own food. I take care of the grass around myself. So everyone, even if you're living in a city, if you have a house, do not forget to take care of your grass. Even if you outsource it, just take care how it grows, check it a bit. This will help you connect with the nature. You will develop your natural intelligence with it. And of course, take every opportunity to swim in a sea, in a lake, or in a river. That also helps you connect with the nature. And as much as possible, spend time outdoor. As far as artificial intelligence is concerned, I'm not aware of any attempt of artificial intelligence to mimic or even one-up natural intelligence. It seems like creators of artificial intelligence algorithms and apps just don't care about this type of intelligence. Although I do believe that it's one of the most important type of intelligence for a healthy mind. The next type of intelligence is music intelligence. Disclaimer, this is probably my most underdeveloped type of intelligence. I understand this type of intelligence as being able to appreciate, create, and use music to a certain goal. Regardless if the goal is to change the mood, to develop a music-related skill, or organize a large concert. I train my music intelligence nevertheless, even if it's the most undeveloped of all my other types of intelligence. I training by regularly sing. I'm playing the trumpet. I train my ear to differentiate the tones, and I use regular music to change my mood. For example, I played happy music before I started recording this podcast, and hopefully this will transfer to you. Artificial intelligence has done a great deal to contribute to the music industry and also help people like myself to develop music intelligence. So artificial intelligence is all over music intelligence. It's really the field where the progress is just amazing. What can be done today that was practically impossible 10 years or so ago. The next type of intelligence is existential intelligence. I understand existential intelligence as the ability to live, not only survive, but to thrive and live to the fullest. I would say that this type of intelligence helps you be life smart, so-called. The ability to assume responsibility and to learn to assume responsibility for what is happening to you, and understand that not everything needs to be perfect, and that you allow yourself to do a lot of mistakes, and do these mistakes without lowering your quality of existence, especially without being too hard on yourself. I train my existential intelligence by reading, listening to the different gurus, having several life coaches at the same time, allowing myself to be worst at something, even the last at something, and nevertheless do it. I always try new things when I'm really not good at it, just to try myself. Of course, I don't want to damage any property or something like that doing it. However, I will try things. And even if it costs something, I will do it. I will pay the damages, but I will try to do something even if I'm not good at it. I think this is really important, especially because that helps my existential intelligence improve. And then I understand that things are not determined, they are not as bad or as good as they can be, and that always something good can develop even from things that we consider bad in the beginning. I must say that except for the movies like Terminator, artificial intelligence hasn't presented any public evidence so far of being existential intelligence. So artificial intelligence right now is not existential intelligence. If we would put it a bit differently, all artificial intelligence is still connected or dependent on us providing energy and running machines in order for artificial intelligence to exist. On the contrary, any human being or most of the human beings are able to get out of the city, get in the forest, and survive. There's this existential intelligence that helps us thrive in any conditions that we go through. Either we are in a big city, or if we are on a farm, or if we are in complete wilderness, people will be able to survive, will use their existential intelligence in order to survive. Of course, not everyone, but people like a community will be able to survive. Next one is interpersonal intelligence. Interpersonal intelligence, or being people smart, has started gaining momentum and popularity in the 80s. In the 80s, big businesses have discovered that being people smart is more important for managers than being logically smart or technically smart. So they started prioritizing people smart managers over technical smart managers. I train my interpersonal intelligence by posting on social media to get some feedbacks, hosting a podcast. So I would really appreciate your likes and comments. Even an email to me would be really great, so I could improve my interpersonal intelligence further. I do a lot of speaking and attending of events where I have to network. I do coaching, and the interpersonal intelligence on steroids is doing sales. I do a lot of sales of my workshops and my products on my own. So if you book a call with me, you will talk directly with me, and then you will be able to access my interpersonal skills. Artificial intelligence has already offered chatbots and similar apps that are capable of learning basic chit chats, and they can also answer all frequently asked questions. As of the recording of this podcast, I'm not aware of any artificial intelligence added app that could do a complex business negotiations or that could substitute high ticket closer. So I believe that artificial intelligence has a long way to go before they will be able to completely substitute interpersonal intelligence as such. There are a lot of apps that can help you improve your interpersonal intelligence by helping you answer the questions correctly, by helping you understand what the person that you're trying to address meant by posing a question. There's a whole array of apps that will disclose the feelings behind a question or the feelings behind an answer, and that should help you improve significantly your interpersonal skills and intelligence. The last but not least important is intrapersonal intelligence. Being self-smart is intelligence type that helps you act in your best interest in an environment that is often full of disinformation and full of noise. I train my intrapersonal intelligence by meditating, doing affirmation, exercise that improves intuition, taking care of myself, and ticking the bucket list. It's really important that you prepare yourself a bucket list and that you start ticking it. That is something that you are doing for yourself. Artificial intelligence has no known apps for interpersonal intelligence. It looks like that this type of intelligence has been completely overseen since it's not directly connected to higher productivity. Let me conclude by stating the following. These 9 types of intelligence might not be all the types of intelligence, but should help you recognize where you have room to improve. I hope that my experiences and that exercise that I have presented in this episode will help you decide how to improve certain types of intelligence and will be a motivation to start working on your intelligence. I also hope that everything that I told about artificial intelligence and what is available right now in artificial intelligence will help you improve your processes and your work.